When we come together socially and economically, we're not coming together to get power, to overthrow anybody. No, that's not our purpose. Our purpose is to have a true seat at the table. So in other words, you won't disrespect us. You can't just kill us. You're not going to violate our rights.
But if those politicians don't care about the American people or America, then they shouldn't be in office.
Yes, hello, y'all. This is Tiger from 106. Keep it a bean. How's my 106 family? Keep it a bean family doing out there, man? You know I love chopping it up with you guys. You know I love spending time with you. You know what we do here at 106. Keep it a bean. Yes, we keep it funky, and yes, you know we keep it fresh as always, man. Excited to be here again to do another episode with you guys. Thank you for having another therapy session with me. I need it. Um, Lord knows I do. So I thank you for that. Um, I want to come and talk a little bit about a couple of things um, that I feel is important or somewhat important to me. It should be to you as well, especially if you live in McKeesport. I want to take my hat off to Julian Thomas. Um, he's starting a Q&A session where you can ask questions um, and talk about the issues that McKeesport is facing. Um, Kudos to him. I think it's needed. You would think a mayor would have done it, or somebody from city council, or somebody from the local government would be doing something like this, uh, because the trust between the community and the local government in McKeesport is shattered. It is. Uh, but before we get into it, kudos to him, Julian, and keep doing it. Please show him support. Go on his Facebook page, Julian Thomas, uh, uh, and listen to the Q and A's, ask questions, but understand something that he's an officer for McKeesport, and he's under that umbrella of the policies and procedures that they have to follow being an officer. So there's probably some things he can't answer. So don't take it personal. Just respect it, understand it, and sometimes by not answering something, you actually are answering something. If that makes any sense. So kudos to him. Uh, but before we get in, I want to lay a little background. I did a podcast. I can't remember how long ago it was now, and I talked about McKeesport. I talked about some of the issues. I talked about the three condors that I used to see flying around McKeesport, and uh, and if you understand anything about condors, they represent death. Uh, and I said McKeesport has to die, and I meant that, and I still believe that it has to die. Uh, and remember, there's all kinds of death. There's spiritual deaths. There's physical death. There's death of relationships. So, you know, but McKeesport has to die, and that's what those condors represent. And what I also meant by that was that the old regime has to die. The old mindset has to die. The way they do things has to die. And I also said that it's going to be equally important that once McKeesport does die, who are going to be the leaders? Who are going to be the ones that are standing in the ashes, who are ready to take on the task of rebuilding the McKeesport, take on the task of rebuilding the relationship between the police and the community and local government and the community. Who's going to be there to stand and take on that responsibility? Uh, Hopefully, there's some leaders uh, that are young and ready and eager and are going to stand on transparency. It's going to stand on accountability, because I just posted something in my Facebook page. I said transparency promotes accountability, and it really does. And so equally important is who are going to be the ones that are going to be standing in the ashes. who are going to be willing to stand on truth and stand on accountability and stand on righteousness and stand on that position, unwavering and willing to bring businesses back to McKeesport, to bring hope back to McKeesport, to bring some sense of pride back to McKeesport. Who are these leaders going to be once McKeesport finally does die? And it's going to happen, man. You heard it here at 106 Keep It a Bean. I've said it before. I'm saying it now. I think you see it playing out before our eyes. You see other corruption and with the police force, local government. There's chaos. There's crime, drugs. No hope. There's no hope in McKeesport. Come on, let's keep it a bean. There isn't. There's hopelessness there, and it's sad because I said in my last podcast that McKeesport used to rival Pittsburgh at one point. There was over 55,000 residents in McKeesport at one point. And McKeesport dropped the ball. Leadership dropped the ball because there, when the bakery left the bakery left Nabisco, left East Liberty, and Google came in. That was an opportunity for McKeesport to get some of those people. A lot of people who work in the city don't want to live in the city. They rather live in a suburb, a smaller community of people who value community life and privacy and baseball, football, and going to the pools, going to the theaters, going to the movies, those type of things. And McKeesport had an opportunity to be that hub, to be that place or that sanctuary for the people that work in the city. But it dropped the ball. You guys had a chance to elect your first Black president, but you chose not to. But I'm digressing. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, and I apologize for that. But I just wanted to kind of paint a picture. The reason why I'm doing this episode is McKeesport has to die. It has to. Who are going to be the ones that are going to be standing in the ashes to help rebuild McKeesport? Are going to stand on accountability and transparency, and who's going to fight for the people of McKeesport. So we're seeing it play out before our eyes. So I said I'm not going to keep you guys long. I'm not. Just want you to walk with me a little bit. We're seeing Trump do all these unilateral things, man, with the stroke of his pen, with the executive order. I want to put some things in perspective here. Trump can write executive orders, and yeah, they do have power, as if they were law. They do. But let me say this unequivocally. Trump does not have the power to dismantle any federal agency. He doesn't. He can't do it alone. He would need Congress approval. He would need Congress to vote on that, to give him the power to dismantle any federal agency. So even though he's trying to dismantle the Department of Education, legally or lawfully, he can't do it by himself. Now, there's some other maneuvers he can do. Like I said, he can play around with duties. I believe he can play around with the funding, the money aspect of it. But one thing we have to be very aware of, and that we got to hold Trump accountable for, at least the leaders in Congress and on both sides of the house, should make sure he doesn't violate the separation of power doctrine. It's called the separation of power doctrine. And basically all that means is that there were three branches of governments. You got the judicial branch, the executive branch, and the legislative branch. And each branch has power, but they check each other. So no one branch has all the authority or has all the power. Well, Trump obviously is trying to make the executive branch that has total power, that can do whatever it wants unilaterally. It doesn't matter what the other two branches care or say. That's what he's attempting to do. But hopefully the judges and I said people on both sides of the aisle will not allow that to happen. They will make sure he doesn't violate the separation of power doctrine, and that he respects Congress and respects the rule of law. Trust me, I'll be the first to say, man, does the legal system need challenged? Yeah. Does all these agencies need to be looked under a microscope? Yeah, they do, because there is waste. corruption, there is fraud, and it does need that. But we all know that absolute power corrupts absolutely. So no one man or no one body of government should have all the power, should have all the authority. I just wanted to kind of let us know that, because the media will spin things one way, they'll say this or say that, but Trump does not have the power. Those executive orders do not have the power to dismantle any federal agency. All right, let's get back to the purpose of this episode. The title is Transparency Promotes Accountability. And kudos to Julian Thomas for doing this Q&A. Please chime in. He's going to talk about the issues that McKeesport are facing. Talk about the disconnect between community and police. Talk about the disconnect between community and the local government. One important question I think the community of McKeesport needs to ask to the police department is, who are going to police you? Who are going to keep you in check? Who in the police force or the police department is going to have transparency? Who's going to hold those officers accountable for when they do things that they shouldn't do? I think a police review board I think it would solve some of those issues. I think it's a way to get the community involved, where they can make decisions, where they can hold officers accountable. So fraud and waste and people disrespecting people and violating people's rights won't happen, or at least it won't happen on a regular basis. We can change culture, we can change mindsets, we can change policies, we can change how police do their jobs. We can make the community and the police kind of work together, if you will. I understand there's no Pleasantville. There's no utopia. There's no perfect place or perfect world. And I get that and I understand that. But we can do better. And it's time that the people in McKeesport get involved, plug in, get involved in your community, get involved in the politics, get involved in the local government. Be there when those meetings are happening. Don't vote anybody in that's not going to stand on accountability and transparency. Don't vote anybody in that's going to do what's best for McKeesport and the people that live there. If they're not for McKeesport, get them out. Don't vote them in. Stop allowing them to knock on your door every 2 years, every 4 years, and say a bunch of rhetoric that doesn't mean anything to anybody, and then vote them in. No. And stop saying, well, my vote doesn't count. It does. It does in local government. You do vote mayors in. You do vote lieutenant governors in. You do vote city councils and school boards. Your vote counts. You don't elect presidents, but you do elect all the other ones, senators and House of Representatives. Your vote does count. So exercise it. Stand on it and make them accountable. Make them transparent. Make them do what they're supposed to do, which is they work for you. They work for the community of McKeesport. So if they work for you, that means they need to be doing what? What's best for you in McKeesport. And so, I'm not going to talk about what happened. We know the missing money and the police and all that other stuff. The news has done, I think, a wonderful job on that. But I guess I want to ask some questions. What can the police force do to make the residents of McKeesport trust them again? And I guess the second part of that is, what can the community do to kind of facilitate that? I'm just asking a question, man. I don't have all the answers. I know you don't, because if we did, I'm pretty sure we would implement them. This is no quick fix all thing. This is going to take time. This is going to take effort. This is going to take on both sides. There's going to be some give and take. There's going to be some dark moments. There's going to be some, the honeymoon stage, if you will. But at the end of the day, I said McKeesport has to die, and it will. And I also said that I'm hoping there's going to be some leaders that are willing to take on the challenge to rebuild McKeesport, to make it what it once was and even better. to bring hope back, to bring jobs back, to bring opportunities back, to bring family back, to bring pride back, to bring all of the things that McKeesport represented before and they had. And it does to some degree. It's just hitting. It's hitting with all this nonsense that's going on, politics, lies and crime and guns and drugs and all the stuff that goes on in the city of McKeesport and around the United States, not just here in McKeesport. But I'm just focusing on McKeesport because this is where I'm from there, and I like what Julian Thomas is attempting to do. So please, man, plug in. It's about your community. It's about where you live. Do you care about it or you don't? It's that simple. Do you care about where you live at or you don't? Keep it a beat. Do you want to plug in or you don't? And I would say for the people who don't want to plug in and don't care about what goes on in politics in McKeesport, then move. I mean, or don't complain. Don't say anything. Just if they keep disrespecting you, violating your right and hitting you upside the head or exploiting you and, not bringing opportunity and stuff to McKeesport, then shut up, man. Don't say nothing. Just keep your mouth shut, keep walking, keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. But for those of people who want to get involved, get involved. I tell everybody, like I tell my kids all the time, man, Google's your friend. Google something. How do I get involved in the politics in my community? Who do I talk to? And you'll find out it's a lot easier than you think. And also, too, man, understand we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all fall short. Nobody's perfect. But with that being said, there also has to be change. There also has to be, your behavior has to change. Your mindset has to change. How you walk and how you move has to change. And so all of those things, to me, or the visual components of when we see, someone who's done wrong and now they're changing. So just keep that in mind. That's not condemning anybody because we don't have the authority, number one, to, and we don't have, and we shouldn't, because, none of us throw a stone. We all live in a glass house. So again, man, kudos to Julian Thomas. Please, guys, check out his Q&A. Ask the questions that you need to ask. Get involved in your local governments. Go to those meetings when they have them out in McKeesport School. Voice your opinion. Voice your concerns. Let them know what you're not going to stand for anymore. And you know how you really, really let them know? With your vote. We don't like you, you're not getting voted in. Trust me, man. When all of y'all come together collectively, you will have power. And those politicians will listen. The mayor will listen. The school board will listen. The city council will listen. They will listen if you come together. It's going to take all of you, man. So if you want to see change, you want a better McKeesport, you want to change the culture, you want to change it from hopelessness to hope, you want all of that to happen, then you guys got to come together. You got to rebuild those relationships. It's sad, but it's a reality. It's what we're seeing. And I think, too many times we've gotten desensitized to it, which is sad, but it's a reality. Let's keep it a being. It is. I think sometimes we rather hear bad than good. We rather see people fall than rise. It's crazy, man, but, McKeesport, you have a chance. And it's going to die, and it's dying. So there's nothing you can do about that. The dominoes are already falling. The key now is, once the dust settles, who's going to be there? Who's going to be standing? Who's going to be that light in the darkness that says, hey, follow me. I'm leading us in the right direction. I'm leading us somewhere that's going to bring McKeesport back to the standards and to the level of accountability and transparency and truth and honor and all of those things that, every city should have. Every city should stand on those principles. Every city should mirror that. And the communities, the people that live in the communities should feel safe. They should know that their politicians are working hard for them. They shouldn't have to worry about whether they're stealing or they're taking or there's, backdoor stuff being happening. They shouldn't have to worry about it. They should know when they lay their head on their pillows, they should know, man, my politician's working hard for me. You guys tell me what you think, man. I just wanted to come on, like I said, give my little 2 cents and say what I needed to say. I hope you liked it. Hope you tune into it. Please share it with your friends. I keep telling you, man, this is a podcast of the people and for the people, and everyone has a right to be heard, and everyone has a voice. And this is the platform of 106 Keep It a Bean. We're going to talk about anything and everything. There's nothing off the limits, man. No one. I'm not above reproach. You know what I mean? I've talked about my little dirty laundry a couple of times on my podcast. Without getting, graphic or anything, but I'm human, man. I'm just like you. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm trying to figure this thing out called life. Remember, life has an assignment. Life hasn't had time to babysit us. It doesn't, because it's doing what it's supposed to do. And most of the time it's us. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. Let's keep it a bean, man. We're not. So, man, tune in, check me out, check out the podcast, man. Tell your friends, talk about it to coolers. Man, plug in, man. Get involved. I'm here. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram. That's MIZPAH 657. I'm on YouTube. That's 106 Keep It a Bean. Hit subscribe. I got over 50 something videos on there. Check it out, man. And before I go, I'm going to be on a guest panel on Slim's podcast called Soul Connection. It's going to be in Homestead on April 5th. Please go on her website, her Facebook page, that's Soul Connection with 2 L's. I think it's $20 to get in. There's going to be food, refreshments. You're going to see a live podcast happen right before your eyes. The people, the audience will be engaged. Trust me, you will be entertained. You will learn something. You will laugh. Trust me, man. She's wonderful, man. She really is. That's Slim, and that stands for Self-Love is Mandatory. Please check her out. I will be there April 5th. I think the doors open up at 8 or 8:30. And I believe it's 102 7th Avenue, Homestead. It's right across the street from the Oldies. So please check it out. Check it out, man. It's April 5th. That's next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So please check her out. Check 106 Keep It a Bean. I'll be there. There'll be some other guest panelists here. I think it's all men. So that should be interesting. I know the women are going to come with the questions. Hopefully I can give my 2 cents and make some sense. And so again, man, this is Tiger from 106 Keep It a Bean. Stay tuned to the next episode. It's coming. I love y'all. And also my son, Brandon, who plays for Youngstown State. Love you, son. Keep being humble, keep being hungry. Your time's going to come. You're too great of a talent. You're too great of a young man. Doors will open up for you. Opportunities will open up for you. Trust me. Just keep believing in yourself. Keep plugging. Stay in that batting cage. Keep learning the game of baseball. Keep becoming a better young man. I'm proud of you. Your mom's proud of you. I love you. Again, man, I know you're ready, man. I know you are. With that being said, man, you know what I always say, man. Be true to yourself. Be true to God. Walk with purpose, but more importantly, walk with love. This is Tiger from 106 Keep It a Bean. Thank you guys for another therapy session. Thank you guys for walking with me. Thank you for spending a little time with me. Hope you like it. Always comment. Always let me know what you think. This is Tiger from 106 Keep It a Bean. I love y'all, and I'm out.